story about the mother who voluntarily dropped her kids off to CPS and live streamed it on Facebook? Amora Lex is a mother of 5 who lives in Columbus, Ohio, and less than a week ago, she went on Facebook Live to ask if anyone at all could come and take her kids because she just couldn't do it anymore. She waited and waited, and then no one stepped up, so she live streamed herself again as she took the kids to the local fire station so that she could surrender them. When that didn't work out because the fire station could not take kids who aren't newborns, they escorted her to CPS so she can leave her kids there, and she left them.
Accurate is right. I'm still not playing. I don't want the kids. I'm over it. I do everything by my fucking self, and I've been doing it for years, since I was 15. I'm literally 27. I'm about to be 28 this year. Still nothing. Like, these niggas don't help. They don't send no Christmas cards, birthday gifts, presents, literally not a damn thing. And as well, okay, my oldest son is 11, and my daughter's just about to be 3. So you mean to tell me out of 3 years and out of 11 years, y'all lazy ass niggas still ain't come up yet? Okay, well, y'all take the kids, and I'm going to worry about me, focus on school, and get my motherfucking shit together, because why the fuck not? It's time for somebody else to fucking, step the fuck up and do something. All right, y'all. I was at the firehouse for 2 hours, but we're here at Children's Services now. If there's any family out there on my case dad's side, I don't have nobody's contact information. If there's anybody out there who would like to take the kids, we're here at Children's Services. Main Street, Whitehall. This is killing me. But it's for the better. Like, it's for me to get my life better and focus on my schooling, my career, my health. Number one, my health, so I don't fucking die, because I can't do shit for them if I'm dead. I can't stop stressing if I don't have help, So it's like, and it's like the dads didn't want to help me. They wanted to see me beat. I done lost everything so many fucking times. But you know what? Like I said, I'm going to come back for them.
If you get a chance to go to Amora's Facebook page, you can watch all of her live streams where she explains in details what led her to this decision, feeling unsupported, feeling at the end of her rope, dealing with multiple baby fathers who are not helping with her children, giving examples like asking one of her child's fathers to please bring diapers because she was out, and him telling her that he was with his other family and he didn't have time to help her. She was just tired of it, and she felt like there was nothing that she could do to pull herself out except for give the kids up. A mother who's willing to put her kids into the foster care system is a very controversial move, but Amora Lex says she's proud of what she did because it's the only way that she was able to help herself. Amora's latest Facebook post says she's doing her homework, so she's back in school, and she's encouraging women to get help because she's over being a struggling single mom. Amora's decision to leave her children in the custody of Child Protective Services opens up the discourse for all women to discuss what it means to be a good mother and the lengths you will take to ensure that your children have a happy life. I've seen women completely supportive of what she did, and I've seen men completely bashing her. But let me tell you, there's more than one way to be a good mom. What would you say to Amora if she was your friend? Leave a comment to let me know.
Okay, the base of what's happening here is selfishness. Ladies, when you lay down with these men, what are some of you thinking? I know that you know one consequence of laying down with them is to get pregnant and have kids. Some of you are laying down with men who already have kids, and you already see proof that they're not taking care of those kids. So what makes you think that they're going to take care of yours? Some of you are choosing guys just based on how fine they are, how well they dress. If you watch that show Pop the Balloon, you will see the type of foolish mindset that a lot of people are having who are in the dating scene. And that goes for men and women, but this channel is about women, so I'm going to focus on the women. Now, she mentioned, when you're choosing a man, You have to think about the future, ladies. You have to think, okay, is this somebody who's going to stand by my side? What will happen if I get pregnant? Okay, if this person is not comfortable about talking about marriage and talking about wanting to be a father and wanting to be a husband, if he's not talking about those things and is just has a hit it and a quit it type of mindset, and is already wanting you to come over within the first 2 weeks, which is the issue with a lot that's going on in the dating scene. If you're not over to his place in 1 or 2 weeks, and he acts like he wants to dump you before the month is over, does that sound like somebody who's going to be there for you and your kids, your future kids, or any current kids that you might have with somebody else, who some other man's kids? Is he going to be there for them, and he's not even able to help you pay on a cell phone bill? He's not offering to help you pay any of your bills. He's not interested in marrying you. He's not interested in being a husband. He's not interested in being a father to any of the kids that you already have. He's not interested in having any kids. He just wants to live the single life, but just call you when he wants to get some. Does that sound like somebody who's going to be there for 5 kids, let alone one woman? So before we choose these men, we have to ask the right questions. We have to do vetting. We have to try their spirit. Ladies, we have to uh, have good relationships with our family members, especially the men in our lives, our brothers, our uncles, our cousins, our grandfathers. We have to have good relationships with them, the ones that are still in our lives and haven't been run away or haven't died or been killed. The ones that are in our lives, we have to hold on to those relationships because we need them to help us vet these men that we are meeting, ladies, because the decisions that a lot of you all are making on your own is resulting in similar situations as this, where you can't where you're struggling, I would say, to take care of your kids. Now, she mentioned that she doesn't have any of the, Amora mentioned that she doesn't have any of the contact information of the family members on the side of whoever her baby daddies are. It sounds like that's what she was mentioning in the video. So that's an issue. So you have 5 kids and you don't have the family contact information of any of those 5 kids. On the father's side of those kids, you don't have any of their contact information. And what about your own family members? Is there anyone on your own family member's side that you can reach out to? You should definitely have their contact information. So if you're not able to reach out to them, then that's an issue as well on both sides of the family. And then Amor mentioned about wanting to go to school and get herself together. I don't see how a person could have a peace of mind, because you see how emotional that she was when she was crying, saying that she will come back and get the kids, but it's going to be some red tape behind getting those kids back, because you will have to go through probably go through the court system. And what if somebody else decides that they want to adopt those kids? Somebody else who's better financially, more well off. Somebody up north, some aristocratic person, somebody who's making hundreds of thousands of dollars, somebody who has a big mansion that they're living in, somebody who owns a corporation. What if somebody in that type of status financially, way up in society, decides that they want those kids? You think they're going to give them back to you? And then why make this public? Because we know that a lot of people, they might have thought about doing something like this, women, and then all they needed was validation. based on seeing someone else do it. And then it becomes a ripple effect. And that's the last thing that we need among women, among our people. That's the last thing that we need. And then you're handing them over to a system where you don't know what's going to take place with the kids after that. How can you have a peace of mind of wanting to study? So these things that Amor is mentioning about wanting to study, that's something material. Okay, and see, you want to blame the guys. Okay, sure enough, they should have been stepping up by now, but the better decision should have been made before you even got to this point, before you even laid down to them, before you even laid down with them. And so you have to take the responsibility, Amora, on your actions that took place to choose these men. And I'm talking to a lot of you out there as well, those who are in a similar situation where you just feel like you're struggling all the time. And you can't blame the kids, because just like you had no control of who your mom and dad are, ladies, your kids don't have any control of who their parents are. That decision was made before they got here. And nobody gave you away, so why are you giving? I'm talking to the ones who have not been adopted. So nobody gave you away, so why are you just giving up and giving your kids away? Now, granted, at least she didn't, drop them on the street corner, and just drive off. But at the same time, she doesn't know where the kids are going. I doubt if she has any contact with the kids. I mean, if she gave all 5 of them away, I want to go back to, let me see if I can find it. It's around right here. I want to see if I can make this bigger, because I was watching this on the TV, and we need to. Okay, I'm going to look at this on the TV and read it. Trying to make this bigger so that you all can see it. Okay, let me go back. I'm going to read this right here. Okay. I know it's hard to see it on the computer screen if you're looking at it on the computer, but if you're on your cell phone, you should be able to make this look bigger. So I'm going to read this. I'm looking at it from my TV. It says, I'm reading this on the screen, what Amora wrote on her Facebook. It says, I am finally done, and this is after she's given the kids away. I am finally done with homework for tonight. But on some real-ish, seriously, ladies, if you need that help, go get that help. It might just change your life. And she put an exclamation point on that. I'm sorry y'all comfortable with being struggling single moms. I'm not. Truth be told, y'all are comfortable because the "that's normal" narrative set for black women for ages. I don't care how I do it, but now see that's selfishness right there. She says she doesn't care. And just because you are taking care of your kids doesn't mean that you're following. My microphone dropped. Because you're taking care of your kids, ladies, does not mean that you're following a black woman narrative. You're doing the right thing to take care of your kids. You either, in this life, you're either doing one of 2 things. You're either doing the right thing or the wrong thing. So we're not going to segue into saying where you're doing the black woman thing, or that you're comfortable with struggling just because you're taking care of your kids. She's not, I'm not gonna allow Amora or anyone else on this channel throw dirt on black women who are taking care of their kids. And I like to say Israelite women. Okay. But y'all know what I mean. Okay, so to take care of your kids is an honorable thing. It's not something that you just point the finger at, oh, where you're comfortable with struggling. And me, I'm gonna go and live the single life and go back to school so that I can better myself. But is it better for the kids? And I have known somebody who's had 5 kids, and they took classes online on the computer, and they continue to take care of their kids. Now that person that I knew, granted they were married, but that person made a better decision in who she chose as a husband. So then she got the benefit of being able to take classes online. And see, that's another thing. They have classes that you can take online, so you don't have to leave home to go to a building to take classes to get a degree, ladies. And you can also get on-the-job training if you have to leave home. You can get on-the-job training, and some jobs, they have a daycare or an after-school program. Some schools have an after-school program that the kids can be at if you need an extra couple of hours after they get out of school to work some shifts at a job. So there's different workarounds. And yes, they have government assistance. I'm certain she knows about that because she took them, down there to the children's services. So I'm pretty certain she was on food stamps. So she was able to get some assistance, but I'm looking at what's really going on here. Okay, let me finish reading this. She says, I don't care how I do it, how I do that, y'all. How I do it, y'all, can keep that narrative. I'm changing mine by any means. So in other words, she's willing to do anything to change her situation so she can be happy, including giving up 5 children that she laid down and made a decision to have. With or without the exposure, that's what y'all don't understand. You're with me or against me. No, you're either with the Lord or you're against the Lord, not with you or against you, Amora. And that's another thing. This is negative exposure. It seemed, why is she looking for validation from other people on Facebook? Now, I understand she was doing this on Facebook Live, hoping that somebody would come get the kids. But once again, if you're willing to go on Facebook Live, then why not be willing to contact the family members, get their contact information, and reach out to them in private? Everybody in the world doesn't need to know about that, because then if somebody off the streets did say they want the kids, would you be willing to hand them over to them, knowing that they might be a potential child molester or some type of pedophile or sex trafficking type of person? Would you honestly have handed your kids over to them in that type of situation just so you can be free out in the streets and use going to school as part of the reason too, or as an excuse? Because she started off saying that she's finally done with homework, but then I'm hearing a whole lot, well, I'm finally free type of narrative. Okay? And she says, you're with me or against me. I'm not changing any of my routes, and I'm still out and about solo something another. I can't read that. I'll never be worried. A sane person would be worried about their kids after dumping them off to no telling where. I'm changing our lives. Okay, so now she's mentioning the kids, our lives, one way or the other. And then she mentions that she, either that or she's going to die trying. That's what she mentions. So there's so much going on with this situation. But I want to go ahead and wrap this up. Let me know what y'all think in the comments section about this situation. And let me get this back to the regular size. Let me know what y'all think in the comments section about this situation. Because, ladies, you all do need to start making better decisions. And, you know, when she got finally free of these kids that she didn't, because she mentioned, if we go back and listen, she actually says she doesn't want the kids. So you have to read between the lines. So is she really all that concerned about wanting to go back to school, knowing that she could take classes online and still take care of the kids, or does she just want to be free of the kids to go live a party life, to hang out in the streets, to look for a rich man? Because she mentioned that she's almost 28 years old and still struggling. Okay, and then you put it on the guys, but once again, we have to make better decisions with who we lay down with. Any guy that you get with, ladies, the first thing he's going to try to do is to get you in the bed. Within the first night or the first week or the first 2 weeks, they try to get you in the bed. So don't be foolish enough to believe everything that they say, even if they're well dressed and got a nice car. I have seen some well dressed people with nice cars living in the projects and not trying to do anything to better themselves. 3 and 4 baby mamas, not taking care of the kids, and still dating multiple women, and still continuing to have more and more kids, and they can barely take care of themselves. So and it's unfortunate that she didn't have family members that she felt that she could reach out to in private, because this should have not been made public. Because once again, when some hear this sort of information happening, then they just try to follow suit or use it as a reason to justify their actions of doing the same thing. And you cannot justify your own actions to do this sort of thing. There's no excuse, ladies. Like I said, you can take classes online. So do you want to be free of your kids to pursue a career that's something material that you may not even have an interest in years down the line? Or are you really just wanting to dump your kids off somewhere? You don't know where they're being dumped off or who they're going to end up with raising them, because they are not done being raised. These are basically babies. They're not even young adults where they could go out and get a job and take care of themselves. They are still in an age where they're being raised. And there's no way that somebody could have a peace of mind, a person who has any type of heart could have a peace of mind dumping their kids off in a situation like that and not knowing where they're going or who's going to be raising them or what type of moral values that family is going to be teaching them. They might even teach them to do some sort of idol worship or witchcraft, or they might molest them. Anything can happen in these foster care systems. So then you can actually lay down and do some homework and go out in the streets partying and feel okay with that. And then you may not even be able to get them back. And some women, they would enjoy having this free time so much they might feel that tug in their heart at first when they're dropping the kids off, but then after they start enjoying that single life and getting back into the dating scene and getting all these attention from men, knowing that men would more than likely prefer a woman who doesn't even have kids as far as wanting to marry them, Are you really going to get the kids back? That's my question. And I feel sorry for the children in this situation. Ladies, let's make better decisions for what's going on now in our lives and what could potentially be happening in the future of our lives and in the future lives of our future children and our current children. Let's start putting that first instead of some career or instead of some guy who cares nothing about you. You have an obligation you have an obligation before your kids get here and while they're here, ladies. Take care of your obligation by making the right choice with who you lay down with for yourself and for your kids. If you want to do something for yourself and your kids and your future kids, then make the right decisions with who you lay down with. Don't try to double back and act like the kids never even got here by dumping them off somewhere so that you can start over. No, you got to juggle the situation, juggle the kids around, and anything else you want to do with the kids in the picture. Because if all the single mothers started dumping their kids off, then that would be a whole lot of turmoil happening, because somebody would be coming out of pocket to take care of them. Whether it's taxpayers or whoever, somebody would have to come out of pocket to take care of those kids. And it might as well be you and whoever the kid's father is. So that's why I say make the right decisions with who you're laying down with. Let me know in the comment section what you think. Please subscribe to my channel, Sister Love Chat. I thank you all for listening and watching. See you in the next one, Lord willing.